ISUPK. ISUPK.
Yeah. Yeah. West to the death of me. Some of the coldest young niggas you will fake like they got leprosy. You wanna raise some real niggas, this the recipe. Turning boys into men is the specialty.
ISUPK.
Yeah. Lost tribes. Strong palm. It's one West to the death of me. Some of the coldest young niggas you will ever see. Hit the streets and get treated like celebrities. Separate. From the
on a live
I had this issue before. Shalom, Sister Shaya Rob, Panama City checking in. Shalom. Oh, hold on. Thought he said, let's get this together. Check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. We got what's up, Sheldon, Cape Town, Africa in the building. Ra'amah checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. Shalom, sis. All right. Let's go ahead. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, back in 1969. We're under commanding General Yohana, priest and officer Kazak Damar, ISUPK, Jacksonville, Florida. Whole Florida's Monday night class right here broadcasting on YouTube. I don't know how good it's doing, though. Y'all gonna have to tell me, put a 1 in the chat if everybody on the YouTube can hear me. That way I know we ready to roll, because it's acting like all kind of crazy. It did this last week. I think they want to try to get me out of here. I don't think they want me here. Go back to your room. Go back where you belong. Why are you here? Also broadcasting on the Bigo Live. For everybody on there, you could definitely put your questions in the comment section, and I'll try to get to them. What we do here every Monday night is we teach the truth about the Bible, and the truth is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians of Indian and Negroid descent, primarily in Northern and South America and the Caribbean islands, but scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, are the Lord's chosen people. Those people that's over there in Israel right now, bombing the hell out of Palestine, are not the real Jews, but it's real Jews are Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Negroes, and so-called natives, or indigenous, or First Nation. That's what they call themselves. So what you will need for this class: handy dandy Bible. I have a Zondervan Bible dictionary. You can use any Bible dictionary. This is the one we use here in the school, Bible dictionary. And let me see what she wants. How are you?
Good. I'm just going to ask this in factual strategy group.
Yeah.
Okay. Just, I don't know if you forgot to have any meeting rooms.
No, I wasn't nobody up there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So just bring that back to us.
All right, no problem. All right, no problem. Oh, that's some terrible handwriting. She couldn't even get it. Also, make sure you got your Apocrypha if you don't have a 1611 King James version of the Bible, and we'll get to it. I'm trying to see what's going on, whether or not YouTube, if you can hear me, I need y'all to put me something in the chat. Let me know that everything's working right. If you cannot hear me, then that means you won't put nothing in the chat. So I'm gonna assume if I don't get nothing, that nobody can hear me. I know Bigo can hear me, so we're gonna rock it out over here, and then I'm gonna just hope for the best over here on there. I do have a topic up. It's called biblical marriage and multiple wives. Biblical marriage and multiple wives. Sometimes I get to the topic, sometimes I do not. Right now, I don't have any questions, so I might go into my. All right, the water says. She said I can be heard if nothing else on Bigo. Yeah, I know, sis. I know. But there's a misconception about marriage and what marriage is based on how we look at it in America. You know what I'm saying? If you was raised in a Christian church as I was, you have an idea about what marriage is. So you might meet somebody and they'll say, "Hey, this is my boyfriend," right? They've been sleeping together for a long period of time. They actually consider themselves to be a couple, but because they don't have a ring, a ceremony, or any type of legal documents, they would say they're not married, right? Or you meet somebody and say, "This is my fiance." They live together, right? They sleep together. They got babies. "Oh, this is my baby daddy or baby mama." They sleep together. They have an agreement that they are in a relationship, but because they don't have whatever criteria America considers to be what it is, they are not married. What is the definition of marriage biblically? Does anybody know? Let's get to it. Somebody will come in and ask questions if you have. I ain't seen no questions in the Bigo or in the YouTube, so let's just get right into it. All right. What is marriage by definition according to the Bible? Anybody know? Anybody want to take a wild guess? Uh, when two become one. That's a good answer. Let me see. Let me look in this Bible dictionary. That might be what it is. Let's see here. Marriage. Be awfully good if I had all right, let me see what this say. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? Marriage, the formalization and sanctification of the union of man and woman for the procreation of children. Mm. The common Hebrew term, laqua, to take in marriage should be in association with the verb ba'al, to be master, rule, possess in marriage, as well as with the noun ba'al, master, lord, husband, one, right? Um, damn. I see about maybe 5. Oh, it's in 345. Let me flip switch. Switch. Boom, boom, boom. Was an option. Oh, this is talking about all the different types of marriage, right? What I'm looking for specifically, though, they got the betrothal before marriage. A woman was a member of her father's household. Levirate marriage helped maintain and protect the family. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema, Latah Bashim Yahweh Shah. Despite these examples, because let's see. You was watching online? Could I be heard? All right. So you know what I'm talking about?
Marriage.
Yeah, all right, cool. No side Christ. What I'm looking for is the definition in the Zondervan's, but it's in the compact Bible dictionary. I got a big expanded version that gives me 3 pages worth of what marriage is, and that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Let me Google the word consummate. You got any questions?
Lots of. Turn it all down.
All right. Consummate. Anyways, I know for a fact, somewhere in this, all of this, it says a union between a man and woman that is kept alive by intercourse. Ain't that something? I ain't got no, let's see what's going on here. Airplane mode, mobile data. Now the phone don't work all of a sudden. It's crazy. Anyways, consummate, to make or complete a marriage or relationship by having intercourse. Let's go to Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. Let's start there. Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. Shalom, Yule. Let's keep it real. What's going on, y'all? See the brothers. For all the brothers that's in here, right? Yeah, Claude, you crazy. Anyway, for all the brothers that's here, if you want to come in and ask your question, just go ahead and hit the I put the what's called it in the chat a little bit earlier. Just scroll up a little bit. All right. All right. This is Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. It says, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Now, every time I read this, I think about my cousin. My cousin, I remember when she was about 19, and I told her, I said, hey, listen, if you have a sex with a man, you got to stay with him for the rest of your life. She was like, no, I don't. It was like the most foreign thing or idea that I could have ever said to her. Like, she never even thought about it like that. Nobody thinks about it like that. Where the hell are you getting this from? Well, I got it from the Bible, right? Let me see something real quick. What's up with this no data thing? I don't do that. Give me my data. Let me cut that off and then cut it back on and see what's going on. Trying to cripple me, huh? I just got to freestyle the whole class. Can't look nothing up on the laptop. Can't look. Yeah. All right. I got some. We'll restart this. Anyways, if a man there we go. All right, restart. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, meaning this woman cannot belong to somebody else, she cannot be promised to somebody else, she cannot be in a relationship with nobody else, right? If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, right? Entice means he gamed her up, he, you know what I'm saying, made her feel good about herself and about him, and he lied with her, meaning they had sex. he shall surely endow her to be his wife. He shall surely endow her to be his wife. What does that mean? There was a process that was supposed to happen before you doing this. It is Israelite culture for a man to go to the woman's father, right? Because a woman is a part of her father's family. Even in American culture, a woman would carry her father's last name, which would symbolize, just like the, do I want to say this? I don't know if I want to say this. Just like anything you own would be put under your last name. I think that's the best way for me to say that without offending nobody. Because women will run down the street with that, like I'm trying to equate them to a slave, right? But in the Bible, women were property of the person that owned them. And back then, not in today's time, it was a privilege to be owned by somebody because this is not no like thing like you got I don't know, a chair or a car or something like that. This is a prized possession. In the Bible, it says it's not even a jewel, is a ruby is easier to find than a woman with virtues, a woman with skills, a woman who is worth having. Her value is far above rubies. Is how to so like just imagine you walk outside. Now remember, a ruby is more valuable than a diamond. Let's imagine you walk outside and you find one. God forbid you find two. Valuable, just laying around. You think that happens? Do you think you just go walk outside and a ruby is just gonna be laying right there? Oh, this don't belong to nobody. I think I'll keep it. Life don't necessarily work like that. It definitely belongs to somebody. How long are you gonna spend trying to find out who it belonged to? It's up to you. However, if you happen to run across this ruby, I'm using the word ruby because that's what Proverbs 31 calls it. If you happen to run across this and she is not betrothed and you lie with her, the Bible says you shall surely endow her to be your wife, meaning you have to keep this woman. You can't use her and then throw her away. That is not Israelite culture. That is American culture, however. That's American culture. That is normal behavior in our society that we live in. But if we are to recreate a society that's designed by the Lord, then there are some responsibilities that come along with sex. And that's the point. That's the point of marriage. There's responsibilities that come along with it. And you are not allowed, sis, to have more than one man, more than one husband. And you are not allowed, brother, to throw a woman away after you've gotten what you want. That's not Israelite culture. So what they would do customarily is go and have a conversation with the father who would say, hey, listen, I ain't just giving my daughter to no any nigga. Are you bringing to the table? First of all, I don't like you. Second of all, how much money you got? I want to make sure that she can live up to the standards that I brought her up to be, right? You have this conversation and you make an agreement and then you court the sister and then you would marry the sister. But this man right here in Exodus chapter 22 and 16 did none of that. He went straight to the woman, gamed her up, found out she was single, now he owes. He has to pay. There's a dowry that's attached, right? A lot of things. Verse 17, if the father utterly refuses to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. So if the father does not like him or did not want him to marry and would not have approved, then there's a way bigger dowry that he would have to pay than if he done it the right way. You literally stole something from him. And you stole something that you can't give back. Her virtue of his daughter, you can't give him back. So you owe him. You owe him. You stole something from him. And now you got to do better than that, right? So this is one of the instances where you'll see that there's a responsibility that comes along with lying with a woman or lying with a man, and people should understand that this thing is supposed to last forever. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 1. Let's go there. I think this might be the first marriage mentioned in the Bible. So let's go there, because you always hear Christians say, let's go back to Adam and Eve, especially we start talking about multiples. They believe that Adam and Eve was the only people on the planet, but then they'll use Adam and Eve to talk about why a man can't have multiple wives. So then I just use their own logic. Wasn't no other woman to marry. And if it was, she would have needed a husband just like Eve needed a husband. But that's just kazak. Let's get to it. Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Now, this goes back to the people. That's right, Ali. Keith Sweat said, make it last forever and ever and ever. Hey, I don't know if the thing working, but I'm seeing a lot of people that would normally be up here that is not up here. So let's see what's going on. See what's going on. If I can get some people in here, some of the brothers that's in the thing to read it, case maybe. So let's go back. Let's go back. So the other part is when people say you got to have some type of documentation, right? Or you got to have some type of ceremony. But these be the same people that go back to Adam and Eve. So now, if they believe, I'm talking about Christians, if they believe that Adam and Eve was the only people on the planet, and this is the first time you could think about marriage, who performed the ceremony? Who did the paperwork? What courthouse did they go to and say, you two are married? Marriage is a union based on the Most High. It is ordained by God. It is ordained by God. Now, you could ask, what I was about to say, you could ask your oppressor if it's okay for you to marry. Now, you do have legal reasons where you would. You know what I'm saying? If I go get me one of them sisters from Haiti or something like that, and they about to get sent back, the ice done ran up on them. You know what I'm saying? I want her to stay. Then I might put some paperwork down for this sister because I want her around. I want her to stay. And they want to deport her. If I get one of them Issacharite sisters, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting tacos and rice and beans on every not just Tuesdays, but Wednesdays too. I might not want her to go nowhere. It might make sense. You know what I'm saying? You have times where a brother or a sister may have a job that they got good insurance and their husband or their wife needs that in the school. They're already married. We recognize them. The Lord recognizes that marriage, but your oppressor will not. You could go and get that paperwork and get that girl some insurance so she can go to the doctor, or get that man some insurance so he can go to the doctor. These are things that you could just, I don't know, maybe you're going to buy some land, maybe whatever the case may be. If it's something that's necessary for you to be able to conduct business and them to look at you as a union, right? Then you could do that. I'm not going to tell that story. Anyways, but I believe in 48 states out of 50, 2 women can do it and 2 men can do it as well. That's how I put that out. All right. So you either look at it from the perspective of what it says in the Bible or what marriage is, or what your oppressor have told you. Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. Let's go there. Let's see if in the Bible you had all of the stuff that the Christian church would tell you is necessary for you to be married. Meanwhile, they be on their third, fourth, fifth husband. Because just as sure as they went and got that piece of paper to say they was married, they went and got another piece of paper that said they was divorced. I ain't married no more. Genesis chapter 21, verse 67. This is a long 67 verses. It says, and Isaac brought her into his mother's tent. That's what they go to women that say you gotta have. Let me put Yaquab up here. They go to women who say you gotta have your own house. He took her to his mama's house, Yaquab.
Damn right. Slow, y'all should be tough.
It would be a good idea, though. It would be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good idea for you to establish yourself. But Isaac ain't wait. Isaac brought her into his mama's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. Now, this is my question. She became his wife in that tent. Did they have a ceremony in the tent? Was there a courthouse in the tent? Let me read it again. And Isaac brought her. Oh man, you all know how much I wanted to say. Isaac took Rebekah to his mammy house. He took Rebekah and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So when his mama passed, she was there and she comforted him in his time with trouble. This marriage is one that's documented inside the scriptures. This is something, hey, Shalom, Kamar Kaya. This is something that's documented in the scriptures as marriage. And I don't see no ceremony. I don't see no ceremony. I don't see no none of that. But I don't see that with Adam and Eve neither. So where does stuff come from?
Salakia, sir.
Oh, that was a rhetorical question. Oh, you had a question. You got a question?
Khan. Not only did she marry him, you know what I'm saying? Not only did she use, sex was used as marriage there, she actually also used it to comfort the brother.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. I mean, you ain't gotta tell nobody that though. They understand that part. It's just once I've been comforted, do I want her to stick around, or do I want to order her an Uber?
First camel out of there.
Yeah. Do I want to get your car got gas in it? Where you going? You cannot stay here. That's an American way. First, yeah, my mama don't even like people staying the night over her house. She don't even know you like that. My mama don't even know you like that. Before we get up, I need you to be on. Yeah. So what you about to do? Right. Ali say, so what you about to do? Anyway, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Somebody give it to me. No Diddy, no Bishop, no Gorilla.
Khan, I got it, sir.
All right, let's get it.
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Now there's going to come in the latter days, right? Some people gonna move away from what Yahushua taught, what Yahushua teach, right? That you got a man and a woman, and that union stays together until somebody leave here, right? That's how it was supposed to be. But because y'all couldn't get along, Moses said, so that y'all don't kill each other, I'm gonna let you go. Woman, thou art loosed. Right? But in the latter times, people is gonna leave the faith of sticking it out and take heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Right? Go ahead to verse 2.
Con, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3, forbidding to marry and
Doing
commanding
what?
to abstain from meat.
Oh, doing what?
Forbidding to marry
Mm-hmm.
and commanding
Keep
to
going.
abstain from meats, which God have created to be received with thanksgiving of faith. Receive with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. It's like
Of them which believe and know the truth. So I'm gonna put both of them in there together, right? People who understand what meats you should abstain from would understand who you should also not marry. There are rules to marriage. That's why they're talking about faith and they tying it in with different things. You have a law that says what you should and shouldn't eat, law that says who you should and should not marry. But there's going to come a time where they're not going to want you to marry. Now, what are they talking about? Are they talking about they don't want you to go and have sex? I don't think nobody is putting no. I mean, in the Christian church, they do. They make it seem like sex is bad, like it's nasty, but they having it though. like God is not ordained sex, but they still having it though. I don't know where that comes from, right? In the time they're gonna have these doctrines of devils. Let me tell y'all something. It is nothing in the Bible that would deter a person from marrying under the right circumstances. The problem is the courting process. The courting process is flawed, right? So I meet a woman on Facebook, right? I meet a woman on Facebook. I take her to Olive Garden. I marry her. Remember the first verse that we read? What happens then? When I say marry, I mean have sex with her. What happens after that? What's supposed to happen after that?
Salaki.
Yep.
You're supposed to go to her father still.
I'm supposed to have done that before. Here's what you'll run across in America. Majority of these sisters don't know their daddy or have no relationship with him. I was told when I came into the truth, if that's the case, then you find a big brother, a cousin, or uncle, or somebody that she respects as a man, and you go to him. That's what I was told. Some women don't have no male figure in their life at all. And majority of the time, they're going to marry some man that ain't going to be in their life at all as well.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all brothers in the truth is crazy. I heard Jeremiah Muhammad say, if you go to sleep, your woman laying on your arm, and you wake up and she cut your arm off, that's still your real. I was like, what? Hold on, wait. He's like, she going to jail. But you better put something on her books.
Right. Right. You got to go.
They had on what's her name? On what's General Yohana's show on Black Watch one time. A sister tried to blow up. She put all kind of what they call that? Lighter fluid in the car, threw a match in there, blew herself up, right? And they was doing a story on it, on how crazy it was, and I think it was all because she didn't get something for Mother's Day or something like that. It was weird, right? And Jill Muhammad busts out, I'm just sitting here thinking, of how crazy this is that we in. Because General Yohana would tell me, when the bitch get out the hospital, that's still your rib.
Straight up.
She done blew up my car. She blew up my car. That's still your rib. I mean, I don't know what you want. Like, listen, when people take it that serious, though, you would make better decisions because
Right.
that's the whole point. When we say in sex is marriage, people want to find out. Well, what about if they have, like, you know how a brother would buy a whore? Unlawful sex is not marriage. Let's get that squared away. Unlawful sex is not marriage. Marriage is ordained by God. So if you pay a broad $40 for the, you know what I'm saying? That's not marriage. Y'all do understand that, right? If that's somebody else's wife and you have sex with her, that's not marriage. That's adultery. Y'all get that, right?
Okay.
Turn on guns.
Now, if you marry a heathen, you're still stuck with her. Don't be like, oh, so I say if it's unlawful marriage, it ain't a marriage. Be out here with these nasty animals. Getting better, man. I'm getting better, y'all. Oh, you know, man.
That's bestiality, sir.
Yeah, bestiality, man. I was nice with that. Y'all rock with me. All right, anyways. All right, so let's get into the other part of it. Man, I should have sent this to somebody before we started. It's just not starting. Let me see if I can get this. Do I have it on here? Okay. He said you got to get her a Bible. She probably got a Bible. They free. You just download it. Put it on your phone. You ain't reading that damn Bible. Let's see. Nope. All right. What I'm looking for, Yaquan, is a citation that I use all the time. I got into school. It's called Monogamy in Rome. Can you Google that for me?
Con.
Monogamy in Rome. I know if you're using your phone, then don't worry about it. You can do it?
Is a class or just a citation thing? Okay, I pulled it up.
Let me see. See if I can find it. No, then we'll move on. We'll get back to the Bible. I do have my scriptures. I just want to see if I can find it. We can pick it up at actually I could pick it up from we're gonna have to go with Wikipedia for the sake of time. All right. Let's just go there. Did you find it or you got it or no? Or do I need to read it?
Monogamy in Rome, Con. I got it got an AI overview of it, and it had.
Do you have Wikipedia? If you scroll down. Yes,
monogamy.
No? You went out for a second. What'd you say?
Oh, Con. Yeah, I got the Wikipedia one if you want that. And then I got the AI.
Yeah, let's just give me that one for the sake of time. The Wikipedia one does have a book that it can take you to that would clarify this. And I also have another source. But for the sake of time, we'll roll with it.
Or with the
Go ahead and
okay.
read what it says. It starts with marriage
Kana one con, sir.
was a fundamental.
It says marriage was a fundamental fundamental institution of society in ancient Rome and was used by Romans That's the one?
Yep.
Kana. Okay. Ancient Roman was used by Romans primarily as a tool for interfamilial alliances.
They was using marriage for alliances. That's what marriage was in Rome, right? So now, if we as Israelites was goat herders, we was goat herders, right? Originally, we had no land. We wasn't kings and queens. You know how they say about black African queen. you black African king. If everybody was kings and queens, then who were they ruling over? Don't make no damn sense. Anyways, it was primarily used in Rome for interfamilial alliances. That's what marriage in Rome was. It was for the sake of business. It was for the come up. It was for, hey, my family is strong. Your family is strong. This is what's going on, right? Read the next part.
The institution of Roman marriage was a practice of marital monogamy. Roman citizens could have only one spouse.
The institution of Roman marriage was a practice of marital monogamy. So this is instituted by Rome. Nowhere, I don't care where you at. The Islamic countries, you can have more than one wife. The Chinese, you can have more than one wife. The Africans, you can have more than one wife. Rome is the one who instituted monogamy. Read it. Roman citizens. Keep going. You there?
Con, sir. It just went out for a minute. I'm here though.
Go ahead and read.
Con. Roman citizens could have only one spouse at a time in marriage.
Read that again.
Con. Roman citizens could have only one spouse at a time in marriage, but were allowed to. Con.
Roman citizens. Does it say Roman citizens could only have one spouse? That's not what it says. It says Roman citizens could only have one spouse at a time. Know what that mean, right? Me and my old girl been kicking it for a long time, and I see this young tender thing moving around. What would I have to do in order for me to be with the young tender thing?
It says only have one spouse at a time in marriage.
No, don't read it. No, don't read it.
Okay.
Tell me. Kamar, do you know Kamar? Kamar Kaya, Trooper Kamar Kaya, do you know?
Salaki, so you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Right,
you got a woman. And under Roman thing, it says that Roman citizens can only have one spouse at a time. So you meet this woman. She's great. She's wonderful. Met a lot of great and wonderful women after I got married. Under Rome, what would I have to do in order to talk to these great and wonderful women that I met after I was married?
Salaki, you got to get rid of the first one.
You got to get rid of the one you got. That is terrible. Now you understand what Christ was talking about. Now you understand what he was talking about, because you got to remember who ran Jerusalem at the time during Christ. Monogamy was a Roman idea. What are we talking about? We can go all through the Old Testament from Abraham. He had at least 3 wives, right? Jacob had 4. These people, I'm just naming people that he made covenants with. So if they were sinners, why would the Lord make covenants with these people? Abraham, right? He had Hagar, he had Sarah, he had Keturah. Y'all know Jacob, which name was changed to Israel, who the whole crew, he chose all 12 tribes. He ain't say the ones from the second one and the third wife is illegitimate. Y'all heard that term before? Illegitimate children? Yeah, that's Roman too. I believe that's Roman too. That comes from Rome. All of that comes from Rome, right? Roman citizens could only have one spouse at a time. Read that over and you can go ahead and finish that right there.
Roman citizens could only have one spouse at a time in marriage, but were allowed to divorce and remarry. This form of prescriptive.
Read that again. They was allowed to do what?
They were allowed to divorce and remarry.
Go ahead.
This form of prescriptively monogamous marriage that coexisted with male resource polygamy, powerful men can have one wife and many other sexual partners in Greco-Roman civilization.
Hold on, wait. That sounds like America right now. Read that last part again. Hold on, wait. This form of what?
This form of prescriptively monogamous marriage that coexisted with.
What does that word prescriptively mean? Prescriptively. Prescribed.
Prescribed.
That means somebody telling you what to do. The doctor prescribed you. He say, take this. Right? This is the type of marriage they were prescribing. This wasn't formed naturally. So this prescriptively monogamous marriage that existed with male resource polygyny, meaning powerful men can have one wife and many other sexual partners. Keep in mind, this is Rome, and it don't say many other sexual women partners.
Right.
Powerful men could have one wife and many other sexual partners in Greco-Roman civilization. Keep going.
Con out of one con. In Greco-Roman
civilization. 1 second. Let's go to Matthew. Stay right there. Stay right there. Kamar, can you give me Matthew chapter 19 and verse 7? Matthew 19 and 7. Now keep in mind what we just read. Rome introduces this martial or marital monogamy where the person can only have one spouse at a time. Meaning if you were allowed to divorce and remarry. So that means every time you see a woman that you like, for no reason at all, your woman can cook and clean and shut up. She can do all that. You just seen this other woman that you want. Now the woman ain't did nothing but be a good wife to you, and you got to get rid of her in order for you to get another wife. This is something that they was doing. Y'all do know that this was happening, right? Now, if in Israelite culture, now that woman has been put away, assuming that she did something wrong or he found some uncleanliness in her, but it really was just for the fact that this Roman culture had come in and now men were just getting rid of their wives to go get another one. Kamar, you got it?
Khan, you said verse 7.
Let's go to verse. I might have to go to verse 1. I don't know. I don't want to do it. All right, let's go to verse 3.
All right, Khan. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 3.
I'm gonna let you rock out a little bit. I'm gonna let you read a little bit. Go ahead.
Khan. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause.
Now stop right there. I thought I was gonna let you rock out. All right. Roman citizens could have only one spouse at a time in marriage, but were allowed to divorce and remarry. They asked in Christ, tempting him and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? Keep going.
Come, verse 4. And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
Now, this is Genesis chapter 1. This is before Adam and Eve. A lot of people get this misconstrued to think he was talking about Adam and Eve here. He progressed to Adam and Eve. All right? Keep going.
Come, verse 5. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
So you have men and females, they was getting together, being fruitful and multiplying, but there was no designation of them being one flesh. Now, when you get to Adam and Eve, the first people with the truth, right? Now, Adam says this when he marries Eve. Now, I want y'all to think about this. If Adam and Eve were the first people on the planet, why would he ever say this? Adam said this when he married Eve. For this cause shall a man leave father and mother. What the hell is he talking about, father and mother, if they the only people on the planet? It's neither here nor there. Let's keep going. And shall cleave to his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Two people became one. That's marriage. Two people became one. It ain't no me. It's who? We, nigga. We. That's who it is. Ain't no me and you. It's we. All right. But now he breaking this down because they asking him about divorce. Right? Go ahead to verse 6.
Verse 6. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh.
Mm-hmm.
What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder.
Now here you go where the problem come in at. God ain't put all these marriages together. You know what I'm saying? All right. God ain't put all these marriages together. But what therefore God have joined together, let no man put asunder. If this was ordained by the Most High, that's the only time you should do it. Once it is, then you should understand what you're signing up for. Go ahead to verse 7.
Verse 7. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So he like, well, then why did Moses? They go, listen, this is what they was trying to do. Remember, they was tempting him. What they trying to do is get him to go against the law. That's why they brought the woman that was found in adultery. They was trying to get him to say, nah, don't stone her. He didn't say that. He said, whichever one of y'all ain't never did nothing, y'all can stone her. Go ahead and throw the first rock. Right? Now they saying, well, if you saying that these people supposed to stay together, then why did Moses give them a command that they can write a bill of divorcement and put her away? Go ahead.
Verse 8. He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so.
Now let's go back to the first people that was in the truth. Adam and Eve. Eve, right? is credited with being the first person to go against the Most High in the truth, and is credited with the fall of all mankind. And Adam stayed with her black ass. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. You talk about your rib and what she did, and she sold this and she sold that. Eve is credited with the fall of all humanity. And they had some kids out there.
Salakia, sir.
Yo, good.
I'm Adam.
Ain't we all? Ain't we all? But at the same time, because of Roman, we looking for a reason to put her ass away. That's the point. We looking for a reason to get rid of her. Right? You can find a way to make it work. And then you in the truth. See, Adam and Eve wasn't like everybody else. They had the truth. Thou shalt not. You can do this, you can't do that. Well, let me read this one more time. Roman citizens could have only one spouse at a time in marriage, but were allowed to divorce and remarry. Remember the premise that I said. If a man has a wife, she could be doing everything right. He just meet this new woman who probably gonna do everything wrong, but he don't know it at the time. He got to get rid of the woman that he got in order to get another one. That's not so in Israelite culture or no other culture. So this is what Christ said about that. Remember, the Romans were ruling Jerusalem at the time. They put the scribes and the Pharisees and the Sadducees over the Israelites. So now the Israelites are following Roman culture, but trying to use the law, statutes, and commandments at the same time. That's your Pharisee, the Christian church. They're trying to use the Bible. That's why they be jamming them up. So what do you, they asked the Christian pastor with the mega church, so what do you think about gay people? He think about all them gay people that paying their tithes. I mean, I don't believe, and then now he got a whole conundrum right there, because he always going to stand for it, right? He going to lose half his congregation. Here's what Christ didn't care about. He fed 5,000 and it was only 11 following him by the time he died. He didn't care about how big his congregation is. We're going to stand with the Most High, right? So now you're throwing this woman away and she ain't did nothing. When Moses gave it to you, if you found any uncleanness in her, then you could put her away. This would mean that she's done something she ain't have no business doing. You ain't just throwing her away to get another one. Go ahead and read Kamar verse 9.
God, verse 9. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another.
That's a key part right there. Why is that there? Why is that even there? And shall marry another. Let's start back. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, right? Not except for your rib get married that you're going to see your other wife. Not except for she lost her job. Not except for she gained 50 pounds. Not except for whatever the case may be. Except it be for fornication, meaning some unlawful sex. You're not allowed to put your woman away. Now, he added the and shall marry another, which leads me to believe he's talking about Roman citizens could have only one spouse at a time in marriage, but were allowed to divorce and remarry. And shall marry another. Go ahead.
Committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery.
So this man that put her away for nothing, just to marry another one. Now, maybe it's my one West mind, But what I hear Christ saying is you have to keep them both. That's what he's saying. Got to keep them both. You can't put her away and marry another one. You know why? Because you're going to make her commit adultery because she ain't did nothing wrong, and now she don't got no husband when she was set to have a husband for the rest of her life. You literally forcing the sister to go be with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody understand?
Con.
All right. Go back to the what's it called it? Powerful men can have one wife and many other sexual partners in Greco-Roman civilization may have arisen from the relative egalitarianism and democratic and republic city states. Start from right there, and then we'll read the rest of this paragraph, and then we'll move on from there. Go ahead, start from right there, Yaquab.
You want me to start in the early Christianity or
Yep, that's what I want.
Con? Early Christianity embraced this idea of monogamous marriage by adding its own teaching of sexual monogamy and
Stop right there.
propagating Con.
Where did they get this from? Early Christianity, when they adopted monogamy, where did they get it from? Anybody paying attention? What'd you say? The Romans. They got it from the Romans. Now they added it to the idea of monogamous marriage, and then they added it to Christian teachings. However, in polygyny, powerful men could have one wife and many other sexual partners. But when Christianity added it, they added its own teaching of sexual monogamy, meaning you can only have one partner. The man can only have one woman. The woman can only have one man. Keep going.
Con. And propagating it worldwide to become an essential element in the many later Western cultures.
So where did America get monogamy from? They got it from the same place the Christian church got it from. Rome took over everything. America is an extension of Rome. This is why they make it seem as if this should be the standard. And when Israelite men and women try to be married, they have so many problems because we trying to fit an Israelite into a Roman culture. If you look on TV, you ain't gonna see nobody who has a family that's set up like my family or a lot of brothers' family in this group. What show can you watch to say that the daddy has this type of structure of the households that we trying to put together in the Israelite school? You know, okay. So then where would a woman see herself on TV? This is why the men in the Christian church, especially the powerful men, have one wife and many sexual partners. That's why. I'm only married to one woman, but I go get $40 head in the club. That's what they're doing, bro. Some skank, and then they bring their woman home some disease. That's how it works. But they only married to one person. It don't work. It don't work. All right, I'm done with that. Y'all heard what Christ said about it. Let's go back. Matthew chapter 25, verse 1.
Con.
You got it?
Con.
What color is these words in your book? Or it don't got no colors?
Salakia, what you say, sir?
What color is these words in your book, or your book don't have no colors?
Uh, Salakia, the colors of the words are red, sir.
All right, that's red. This means this is Christ speaking, right? Okay.
Kawakar.
Go ahead, read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
How many virgins?
10 virgins.
So heaven, in this example or parable that Christ is used, is likened unto 10 women. Virgins in the Hebrew culture is woman of marriageable age, right? 10 women that are able and ready to be married. Keep going.
Kawakar, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
To meet how many bridegrooms?
The bridegroom.
They went to go meet the bridegroom. That's one bridegroom. So there's one groom and 10 virgins. Now, so maybe this is like Flavor Flav or Flavor of Love or The Bachelor or something. Maybe he gets to go and pick the one woman he wants to be with out of all 10 of these virgins. Y'all think that's what's going to happen? Go ahead and read.
Kawakar, verse 2. And 5 of them were wise,
Mm-hmm.
and 5 were foolish.
Keep going.
Verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Verse 5.
You know
What the bride,
you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to do verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. Just
all right,
them
come.
numbers wasn't even there when they wrote this. It's just there for us. Go ahead.
Come. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept.
Mm-hmm.
And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him.
That's just like a nigga show up to the club at 12 o'clock, hoping there's some women waiting on him. just like they've been waiting all night. They done got drunk. They done fell asleep. And he come. Yo, go ahead. Go on out there and meet him. Go ahead to verse 7.
Go. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
So the foolish is now looking for the wise that took oil to give them some of their oil because they wasn't prepared. Go ahead to verse 9.
Come. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you.
Mm-hmm.
But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
No, my sister, you got to get your own. No, la friggin' no. Mm-mm. All right, go ahead.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
And when they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
All right, he closed it. So now he took 5 of them that was called wise by Yahushua, and the other 5 that was called, what was they called? Let me use the right word. Foolish. The foolish ones. Now, in American culture, right? The foolish women would have been the 5 women that went to go marry one man. They would have been the foolish. In Yahushua's parable, the wise were the 5 women that went to go marry one man. Now, I know what you're thinking. Of course, this is not talking about women and multiple wives in marriage, but this is a parable that he used. If this had been something that was unlawful, evil, wicked, why would he ever use this as an example of the kingdom of heaven? Don't make no sense. Why? Of course, he's talking about people, and like metaphorically, you're the bride of Christ. You got to be ready. You got to be prepared. That's what the parable is all about. But he used this as an example. A man that got 5 wives and went in unto the marriage. Go to verse 11.
Con. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us.
Now, why would them women want to go marry this man who already got 5 women? Strange. Go ahead, verse 12.
Con. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not.
So he choosing. He don't want them all. He trying to get them all. You know what? I just want the ones that was ready. I want the ones that had something to bring to the table. The ones that knew I was coming and they was ready when I got there. Right? That's the example that Christ gave of the kingdom of heaven. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know why, but this is what Yahweh used to explain the kingdom of heaven. Give me Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. Matter of fact, Isaiah chapter 3. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3 real quick. Why in the hell is Kazak teaching this? My ribs say whenever I start teaching this, that means I'm finna get a new rib. First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. You think she knows somebody. Anyway, let's go back. What did I say? Isaiah what? Stop, that ain't that funny. That's so funny. It's not that funny. Anyway, I did have a rib when she met me, and she wanted this to be the topic. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. I want to get these what they call shoot. What the things they be wearing on their head? All right. I'm gonna read this real quick because I'm gonna do a little speed reading. It's 8:20, right? Matter of fact, Yaquar, you can read it for me. What this is talking about is a time when Israel is gonna be getting their butt whooped in war. They're gonna have famine. It's gonna be all types of things happening to Israel as a result of their disobedience to the Most High, right? The men, where are they? I just let the Bible tell you. Start at verse 18, Isaiah 3 and 18.
Come on, sir. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their calls and round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewelry, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles and the wimples of the crisping pins, the glasses of the fine linen and the hoods of the veils. And it shall come to pass.
All right, stop.
Come.
All right, stop right there. So during this time, right, when Israel is going through it, he's saying basically like all the things that a woman would decorate herself with or would put on for whatever reason, whether it's daytime or nighttime, right? The chains and the bracelets, The muffler is like something that go around your head. The chains, the bracelets, and the bonnets. Y'all know how y'all is with them bonnets, right? And the ornaments, and the more ornaments of the legs, headbands, and tablets, earrings, and nose rings, all of this stuff. Ain't gonna be none of that at that time. So the stuff that you would decorate a woman with to make her look good at the time, because Israel is gonna be at a point where they ain't in no position to do it like that. I just realized, let me get this stuff. Let me get rid of this foolishness this lady is putting in the. Why y'all ain't tell me? My eyelid's going crazy in the damn comments. y'all didn't even say nothing. Let me erase all this. All right, I'll leave the rest of them. Anyway, good night. I thought y'all had my back. Nobody on Shamar? We need somebody on Shamar in the comments. Night. Anyways, yo, from now on, Yaquam, you got to teach this class. All right, just go down to verse 24 for the sake of time. Can you read that?
Verse 20, cut or cut, sir. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty.
Now, let me get this straight, right? So you have some Israelites that'll say Isaiah chapter 4 was talking about the kingdom. You can't have more than one wife here because we being oppressed, right? Y'all see what's happening right here? The Lord is taking away everything. It shall come to pass, instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stank. I don't want to elaborate on that too much. All I can tell you is that Umar Johnson said, y'all see what Umar Johnson said? Okay. He said a woman that he had 3 throat goat sessions with had a fishy coochie or something like that, and he let her take care of his mom. Now, this is a woman he's had sex with more than once, but now that they don't have sex no more, all of a sudden, she's the fishy coochie lady. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know how it goes. I don't know, brother. Anyways, it's part of the curses. And instead of the girdle, a rent, meaning like instead of, you know how they had them things that tighten them up, make them look good. Then they say they rent their clothes, meaning they tore them up. That's different. You're going to have tore up clothes. I think right now they buying jeans with holes in them on purpose. They buying clothes with holes in them on purpose. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Instead of well set hair, baldness. Do I even got to go into that? Majority of our sisters, the only hair they have comes from someone else. This is part of what would be going on. Instead of a stomacher, a girdling of sackcloth. Sackcloth is something we put on when we were sad. Something we put on when we was going through it. And burning instead of beauty, I'm not touching that one. All right? Go ahead to verse 25.
Come. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war.
So this don't look like the kingdom to me. Men falling by the sword. Sisters is going through it. All the things that they need to make them great. The men, you supposed to have some type of muscle. You supposed to be able to fight. You falling by the sword. She won't smell or look good right this minute. Right? Go ahead to verse 26.
Come. And in her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Keep going.
Con,
This is what I want y'all to remember. This is what I want y'all to remember about the Bible. When the Bible was written in the scrolls, they don't have Isaiah chapter 3. Isaiah. So this is part of the same thing, right? All of this is going on in Isaiah chapter 3, and you just keep reading. So you see what day that IUIC talk about. They say this the kingdom right here, Yaquan. You seen what was going on. Read verse 1.
Con. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
In that day, in what day? When the Most High have taken away all of the things that make a man and that make a woman. In that day, when Israel is now not his pride and joy and the apple of his eye, and all of the things that made us better than everybody else is gone. In that day, what's going to happen?
7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat
How
our
many?
own bread. 7 women.
How many?
7
Christ
women.
shorted us 2. Christ shorted us 2 in the New Testament. He only had 5. The bridegroom supposed to go back and get 2 more. Nah, go ahead. I'm joking, y'all.
Con. Saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, and let us be called by thy name. Take away our reproach.
Yeah. So in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, meaning we can make it our own money, right? We will wear our own apparel. Got a sister here that make clothes. Man, what are you talking about? I need you to buy me no clothes. I make clothes. Just let us be called by your name to take away our reproach. And that reproach was that the Most High have taken away everything that made them feel as if they were justified in not needing a man. That's what that is. A brother would know that a sister that's out in the streets running wild with no man to answer to could be doing anything. Who's going to check her? Who's going to correct a sister that does not have a husband that's not in the truth? You're going to look at her as just another wicked woman in the world, right? But now that the sister answers, I know Yaquan don't play that. I know this brother don't play that. She's not doing this. I know for sure. She could be doing this, but I know she ain't doing that because I know he don't put up with that. The reproach, it comes with somebody trying to guess what type of person you is. I remember talking to my rib about her hanging out with certain people. What's the first question I always ask? Are they married? Are you gonna go hang with single sisters? They'll do anything. they'll do anything. They in the truth. A single sister in the truth, she still got somebody who might get on her case about certain things. But a single sister in the world, who she got to answer to? She do what she want to do. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Just wait till they get married so I can be like, oh, look, Leroy. No, I know Leroy don't play that shit. He gonna have her home at a certain time. He might beat her if she ain't home at a certain time. At least I know she ain't hanging out doing something she ain't got no business. Now, here's the point. The point is that in Isaiah, this is talking about a time where Israel was going through it, and that these sisters knew that it was a thing, right, for them to be called by the name of a respectable man. A respectable man. Meaning you plan on talking about having 7 wives, you should be a respectable man. Let's start there. And if you're a sister that does not have a husband, the type of brother you need in your life may just have some sister that need him just as much as you do. And it is what it is. Y'all take that and run with it. Let me see. Deuteronomy. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think we should. Let's go into types of marriage, right? Types of marriage. This is a good one, especially for what's called. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 10. Let's go through this. Now, let me see. Let's see the captive one, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is something I heard a fake Israelite say, that this is a reason by which a Israelite can marry a heathen. And they use this scripture. So it made me look in depth into this scripture and see what was going on here. Because I know in the truth, you always go with what you know. If the Most High said something in the Bible, what you will not do is look at one situation and say, well, this situation negates everything else. I know there's a few places that the Most High talks about where you should not marry heathens. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3 real quick, and then we'll come right back here. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Matter of fact, for the sake of somebody making it seem as if I didn't read the whole scripture, let's start at verse 1. Read to verse 4. Kamar, you got it?
Go
ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
So the Most High is telling them, when you go into this land, right, and I'm about to get these people out the way. I'm about to move these people out the way so you can get the land. Here's what I want you to remember. Go ahead to verse 2.
Come. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, no show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Y'all see this, right? Keep going.
Come. Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve.
Let's stop right here. What's the premise? What's going on here? This is a time of war, right? This is a time of war. The Lord is allowing the Israelites to beat the hell out of these people to get them out the way so he can get them the land. That's what's going on. And he makes it his business to say, you shall smite them, destroy them, don't show them no mercy, and don't marry them. And don't let your children marry them. Keep that in mind. Keep going. Verse 4.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Y'all see that, right? If you keep going, he say, this is how you shall deal with them, destroy their altars, break down their images, cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. So this is something that the Most High Ben told us. Let's go in the same book. This is not even a different book. Deuteronomy chapter 21. Let's see here. Verse, be merciful unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge, and the blood shall be forgiven them. Go to verse 16. No, I'm sorry. Verse 10. Remember what I just read.
Gone. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies.
Against who?
Against thine enemies.
Go ahead.
And the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest take Salakia, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
Now stop right there. When you go to war and God deliver your enemies into your hands, and you take them captive, and you see a beautiful woman, and you want her to be your wife, this is what you must do. How does that go along with what we just read? When you go into war and he names all these countries that he's going to put into your hand, and he says that you cannot marry them, why is he now going to give you a prescription on what you can do in order to marry them?
Salakia, sir.
1 second. Anybody else know? Let me see. Let me check the chat. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
Like, is it because this group of people is our people?
She said, "Is it because this group of people is our people?" It's a good question. Yaquan, what were you gonna say?
Because this was a law for all people. When our tribes went to war with each other, which happened a lot.
Yeah. The difference is the people that it's talking about in Deuteronomy chapter 7 are heathens. Right? You notice how the most people that Israel was around was Israelites. These lands were separate. You had the land of Moab and the land of this people and the land, and all of them pretty much stuck to each other. Israel was not like Rome or like Alexander the Greek, where we was just trying to go out and take over the whole entire earth. Once the Lord moved these people out the way, Israel was amongst each other. So any issues or beef we would have had would have been amongst each other, and the tribes would always fight each other. They would always fight each other. So now in Deuteronomy chapter 7, if it's telling you, you get any of these heathens and the Lord deliver them into your hands, then you are not to marry them. What would make a brother think that he changed his mind in between Deuteronomy 7 and Deuteronomy 21? Can anybody guess? Nope. Anybody? What would make a brother think that in Deuteronomy 7, he says, you can't marry no heathens and don't give your sons and daughters to no heathens? The Lord specifically says that. In Deuteronomy 21, he says, when thou go forth to war against thine enemies and the Lord deliver them into your hands and you take them captive. If you see a beautiful woman and you desire to marry her, this is what you got to do. Now he's giving a prescription. What would make them think that God changed his mind between Deuteronomy 7 and Deuteronomy 23? These ain't even different books. Remember what I was just telling y'all. Deuteronomy 7 and Deuteronomy 21 is on the same scroll. We split it up for the sake of us being able to go. It's all on one scroll. What would make a person think that God changed his mind between Deuteronomy 7 and Deuteronomy 21? Anybody know? All right, I'll give y'all the answer. Let me make sure I ain't looking at the what's called it. All right. The answer to the question, hey, Shalom, Fred. The answer to the question is in the New Testament. It's the same thing that would make you fall out of the truth. Once you come into the knowledge of the truth, right? If you ever seen the parable of the sower, you got the things that's in this life, blah, 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 right? But in the scripture, and I believe it's First John, he says, all that is in the world. So you separate the truth from the world. Remember, God so loved the world, that's the world of Israel. That's the people that's in the truth. That's the people that's serving the Most High, right? And then you have the world that he said, love not. Love not the world, neither the things in the world. Any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him, because all that's in the world is one of these three things. The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. The only thing that would make a brother think that God changed his mind between Deuteronomy chapter 7 and Deuteronomy chapter 21 is the lust of his eyes. He likes white women, Vietnamese women. He likes Chinese women. He likes these other women. And the lust, his own lust would be the reason why he would want to go and deal with another one when it specifically says what happens when you do. And we have proof that that's what happens based on the Bible and the biblical narrative. The biggest one being Solomon, right? So if he said it in Deuteronomy chapter 7 that you should not marry any other nations, right? They will stop you. And then you see an example of insane. But the fact that he was marrying Edomites and Hamites and what's the other, Moabites and all type of ites that wasn't Israelites caused him to be putting up. They was putting up their altars inside, so he wasn't following Deuteronomy chapter 7. What does got to do with marriage? Because there are certain people you cannot marry. You cannot marry a woman who is promised to another man. You cannot marry a woman who's already married. You cannot marry somebody else who belongs to another nation. This is all part of marriage.
Salakia, sir.
Everybody, go ahead.
Just a side note to what you're saying on Deuteronomy 20, it back up Deuteronomy 7 right before it go into what you just had read to make sure that they understood that. Salakia, sir.
Not only that, but in Deuteronomy chapter 21, if you read it from 1 all the way down, right, it'll start talking about Israel before, because it'd be talking about the other thing about the other nations, but then it'll switch to where it's talking about brotherhood and Israel and don't do Israel like that. And then when it's talking about this, let me prove to y'all that this is not talking about heathens. This is the Most High prescribing brotherhood, right? For the sister that you done went to war and killed the whole family. Go ahead to verse 11, whoever was reading.
Con, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Then
Now, if this was a heathen, what should you have done?
Salakia,
Anybody know? Yep.
smote her.
She right along with her family. We saving her for, right? Go ahead to verse 12.
Con. Then thou shalt bring her home to
Now she'll
thine
put her
house.
in, they should put her in a cage.
Thou shalt bring her home to thine house.
No, you should build a little outhouse and have her sleep out there like the white people did us in slavery, right? She's a slave, right? She's a captive. You should make a nigger house for her in the backyard, right? That's what it say. What it say?
Then thou shalt bring her into thine to Salakia to thine house.
So you bringing her home. Her family's gone. You giving her a place to stay. You didn't kill her. You didn't keep her outside tied up like a dog. Keep going.
Con. And she shall shave her head and pare her nails.
Clean her up. Get all of that, her culture off of her. Right? Start from scratch. Go ahead to verse 13.
Con. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her.
The things that she had that was a part of what she was doing, the people you was fighting. Let's say we was fighting another tribe and that other tribe did this. She would pull that off because now she's about to become a part of your tribe, right? She in your house. You done shaved her head, pared her nails. That is a humbling thing. Now keep in mind, she's staying in your house and you ain't even got none. Think about that for a minute. You ain't sleep with her at all. You brought her in the house. You gave her a bath. You cut her head off. You gave her some clothes. Keep going on.
Con. And shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month.
Now this a heathen, and you gonna let her stay in your house without paying no rent or getting none? Do that sound like that making it? That don't make no sense to God. What? This is a sister. This is a sister that you went to war with her and her family. There are plenty of stories, even now, where brothers cross the tracks and shoot up the whole thing and fall in love with one of the people that's in the family. This happens, right? That's the enemy. The one that Christ said, love thy enemy. The one he was talking about, this is the same type of enemy this was. There's people you got beef with that are of your people, right? You done brought this sister in because you done did her family and you've given her time, right, to bewail her family a full month. Keep going.
Con. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife.
Where is the ceremony and where is the paperwork? But yet you still had a responsibility of being a husband. It didn't call her no concubine. It ain't call her no slave, no bond woman. This is a sister that you have shown extreme brotherhood. You have cleaned her up, left her in your house, and did not touch her. Let her mourn her family, and then made her your wife. Keep going. Everybody understand what's going on here? Anybody not understand? Anybody got any questions about this? Nobody. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
God. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money.
Mm.
Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her.
This is how you know this is an Israelite. This is how you know this is a sister. Because you done made her your wife, let's say you put her away. You can't then turn her back into a slave and sell her. That's your wife. Now, if you put her away, that means, of course, you found something that you didn't like about her. That's why I say, if thou have no delight in her. This is what they was doing. The law says if you find anything that you don't like about her, instead of keeping and holding her hostage, you shall write her a bill of divorce. Hey, this ain't my woman no more, so that she can go and live her life and possibly find another husband. Now, back then, it wasn't like in American culture. American culture, you get with a woman, she's 25, she done been with the football team, everybody in her sorority, and slept with everybody in the brother fraternity, the whole 9 yards. You very, very seldom find a woman who have waited. That's not American culture. It's not how we roll. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. That's American culture. Moving on. My son don't like you anyway. That's American culture. Lord have mercy. Anyways, that's how it is. But back then, you know, a man didn't want no woman who had been with multiple husbands, right? He found no delight in her. There's a rule that says you can't deal with her like she just something off the streets because you've made her your wife. Let's read this last one, verse 15.
God. If a man have 2 wives.
That's in the law. Shalom. All right, that's the end of the story. The law says that there is a possibility that a man can have 2 wives, and there is a right way to do it. And there's a wrong way to do it. For the sake of time, because I did tell these people I'll be getting out of here early, right? I'm doing good, Yaquan. I'm finna get up out of here. What it's gonna say is, if you love one wife and you hate the other one, why would a man have a wife that he hates because of what Christ said? He gonna keep her, even if you hate her. None of my reels can't stand my. It is the spirit of the Lord that keeps them around. Listen to me, man. Have a wife. What he love, what he hate. He keep it her for the sake of marriages till death do apart. The one that he hate, that he don't like, have the first son. You cannot treat or punish that son because his mama ain't nothing. All right, that's what that went. I can do a whole nother one. I think I do have a class where I go through all the brothers, the patriarchs that's in the Bible, and you know them having more than one wife. If you go to Exodus 21:10 and say if he take him another wife, that's what we just read. We got to get to what adultery is. Then majority of the time you see the word adultery is with a man sleeping with another man's wife, or a woman sleeping with somebody outside of her husband. All right. We'll get to that. We'll get to the rest of it. All right. And with that, Yaquab, you got the announcements?
Con, sir.
Go ahead and read them. They're kicking me out of here.
All right, con.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and salute y'all. Men of Israel, we're going to do one courtesy salute. Majim. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham. Yahweh Matam, your hands down. Sisters, maybe stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters in the class, men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Matah. What we said for the brothers is Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. And what we said for the sisters, Most High, in the name of Christ, watch over you. All right, for everybody. I'll see y'all later on that Bigo app. And for brothers and sisters, if y'all need me, y'all know my number, call me. All right.
Come on, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead and make sure you read the what's it called this. Oh, you can't end the stream, can you?
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the bingo app you talking about? What's that?
BIGO. You can download it at your Play Store. If you get on there, just tap in with me. It's an app where we do teaching on there. It wasn't made for teaching. It was made as a dating app. But we on there. We have classes on there. We have battles on there. And it's something that we do. Matter of fact, one of the sisters off the app just got raised up, got a Hebrew name yesterday. The brother Trooper Ash Nassar, we met him on there. He's got a Hebrew name. So the work is working. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm going to do, Yaquab. Unless you can end the stream, I'm going to go ahead and end it now, and we'll just make sure. The main thing in the announcement is if she ain't been in here 6 months or he ain't been in here 6 months, then you need to not talk to him. Salute him only. Pay your tithes. And if you want to be able to trooper program, start wearing all black head boots, headband, and scarf. All right, shalom. I'm gonna just go ahead and end it, Yaquab. We'll try to end it early enough. All right, shalom.